Okay, so welcome again to Nerd Adventure Pixels, The Other World, or Whimsy's Adventures in the Other World. Um, so last night we were faced with a moral dilemma, and I think this is probably where Whimsy's chaotic good nature is going to come into play. And it's kind of interesting because I think that the chaotic good nature of Whimsy, like she kind of, at least my sense of her in like Skyrim and her conception as a D&D character, still haven't had a chance to actually play her yet in that context. Like I have her penned in as kinda good, but I feel like she kind of leans a bit neutral, like neutral good, but you know, for purposes of our Skyrim playthrough and for purposes of, I guess, what is actually penned into our character sheet, she is chaotic good. And, you know, we did a bit of Thieves Guild and Dark Brotherhood for good guys mods that allowed us to sort of embrace the chaotic good a little more, even though it's a little shoehorned in just due to the nature of it being a mod. But you know, I feel like in the context of the Other Worlds, being a bit chaotic actually kind of makes sense, especially for a character who is very much good, very much a conscientious kind of character, like Whimsy. I'm not sure how much I'm going to discuss it further out of character, because that kind of what it. The other thing I want to talk about is, well, what I started talking about a little bit. I've also upped the volume of the mic by 1 unit. Like, it's interesting because, like, the way it's designed is that there's this big, like, knob at the bottom of the mic, and sometimes it will get just I'll brush against it, and it will or something, and it will turn down between streams, or even during the stream, which kind of sucks. But anyway, I turned it up a little bit to just see if my voice comes through a little better. I'm not sure if it was a problem before, but I just want to make sure that my voice is coming in clearly enough. Oh yeah, what I wanted to talk about was the differences in the type of gameplay between this and Skyrim. Like particularly in combat, and what I've come to consider is that with regard to gunplay, this is probably going to be an issue when we get to Starfield as well. Like Whimsy being a stealth archer largely, and even then, even when she's not, she's, you know, a melee. It's a little it's a bit easier to roleplay. Because like when you're a stealth archer, you're just taking your time, lining up a shot. Usually takes him down in one hit. At least we never went above normal difficulty. We can really kind of talk a bit as that happening, because either either we're taking our time or we're just kind of button mashing, or I'm not sure, but we're hitting the triggers. Button triggering. Button pushing. I don't know. I think the term button mashing kind of still works, even though it's kind of the opposite of button mashing when you're using the triggers. So like then it's just kind of like yeah, wah! And even when I'm not actually having her say things in the middle of combat, so it's either mindless or it's mindless button mashing, or it's methodical and but also slow enough that I can kind of just do it without having to, like I can kind of divvy up my brain to role-playing Whimsy and have your say things from time to time, and lining up a shot. Here, there's not as much. At least we don't have access to any kind of sniper rifle tech. And being a stealth assassin type, isn't really feasible at this point in the game. The other thing that I've kind of I don't know, like I'm avoiding or just getting not really dealing with in this particular playthrough, is that I did kind of deal with, at least briefly, in Skyrim, was having to get over the idea of having to kill people to survive. Like that was a thing. That was kind of the earliest character arc, pretty much through the intro of Skyrim, and then it just sort of resolved itself as she came to realize that like this is just something that she needs to do out here. The difficulty is that these games aren't really designed around having a character who is adverse to killing people, because the whole point of the game is it's a shooter, it's combat, there's usually a fair number of humanoid enemies you have to deal with, so, and that's just kind of a thing. So and it's never really addressed. But I mean, this game gets like pretty much the very first enemy we really, or we have a monster type enemy that we briefly encountered to learn about sneaking. But then the very first enemy that we're expected to engage in combat are the Marauders, and they're, humanoid. And I mean, part of it is I kind of forgotten that because I played through it a few times, trying to do a role play, and then kind of just losing interest, I guess. And hey, Ellie, she's singing the song of her people in the background and distracting me every few minutes. Even though I can't see her. Okay, she stopped talking. You okay back there, Ellie? Ellie? Oh no, she's not talking to me. Ellie? You're gonna make me get up and check on you, aren't you? And you're just gonna come walking out like nothing. And she's getting, I didn't even have to get up. Ellie? I'm about to play a video game again. As usual on this time. Okay. I don't think I have anything else to talk about. Like, Whimsy just kind of, in this version, gets, over very quickly, because it's just a difficult thing to get over when you're just being thrown into it, and I don't think the game is necessarily like designed in a way where she can just flat out avoid it. I guess I don't know. Anyway, what's done is done. I can't like go back and just like replay the entire opening mission with. I figure we're gonna go ahead and find that book first before we potentially screw over this entire colony. What was that?
Okay, keep him quiet.
Okay, those things look mean. I don't think we had to go through there. I think they heard me. Okay, marauders.
Come out, slay!
No!
Tear them apart!
Damn it. Oh. I mean, ha!
That's the last of them.
Yeah, packs a punch. Loud. Efficient. Okay, well, there's marauders here.
Smart. Got him. Look out! What?
Hey! Alright. I have to kill you quickly.
That's the last of them.
Lots of body parts. Huh? Okay. This is a marauder camp. They aren't people. You've already established that. Hello? Oh, I find you must disagree with your theories about the Earth Director's place in the colonial system. Say, as much as I appreciate the board and New Frontier they've opened for us, I believe Halcyon and the other colonies on the rim of the galaxy would fall to pieces or war amongst themselves if the Earth Directorate wasn't around to regulate trade and settle disputes. Commit the corporations to accept the mandated inclusion of an Earth Minister if they had a choice in the matter? Of course, I never see that Earth is heart of the whole colonial system. The real adventure and independent spirit upon which humankind truly thrives. You find them out there amongst the Furnace Colony. I still think you're wrong about the history, though. The discovery of the skip drive was not what gave the Earth Director power over the corporations. The high cost of the Great War left them in a weakened state, and skip drive was simply the extra leverage the Directorate needed to return to power. I just got the letter today. The corporate ordered me to relocate to the Edgewater Cannery. But immediately. It's a shame. I was really looking forward to running my own gift shop at a community center, selling real memorabilia, but scripture tells us all things happen for a reason. Work for the fires of spirit and all. As for my book collection, I can't bear to part with it. Don't want these books moldering in some contraband locker, so I stashed them all away in a cave over by the river. Wait, well, guess we gotta go over someplace else. What kind of satellite? Make sure there's. Okay. Still gonna use the controls here. Do I? I could use the keyboard to select weapons if I need to. That'd be easier. I think we got these guys earlier.
Not a peep for me.
Marauders. Oh! Ah! 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 Mine! Yep, that's a mine! That's definitely a mine! Ow! My ears are still ringing. Ah.
Nice.
Ooh, tarmac and cheese. Oh, never mind. you freaking kidding me?
Hey, you hear about Wilson?
Heard Marauders got in.
Just between us, Wilson deserted. Lost his nerve. Ran off in the thick of night.
You kidding me? Damn. Always thought he was made of sterner stuff.
I think he was plagued. Guess he didn't want to die in the sick house.
Plague? Ah, shit. I had some of his salt tuna.
You moron.
Been eating nothing but salt tuna for a year.
Nothing I can do about that.
If you're falling sick, I don't want you near me.
Okay.
Something got you down?
Nothing, just don't want to fall sick.
Any
Got your book right here.
wonderful. This is fantastic. Well worth all the sacrifices I... Wait. What the fuck is this? Is this French? I can't fucking read French. It's a law-forsaken joke is what it is. French. Ha! I was so high and mighty, preaching to the yokels about following the plan, while fighting it at every turn.
The book seems a bit more important than you let on.
There is little more important than such a precious, rare text. I've spent my life searching for the keys to unlocking the secrets of the universal equation that underlies the plan. I had hoped this book held some of those answers. I became so desperate, I even got myself assigned to this plague-ridden backwater to find the damn thing. All the time and suffering I've spent. Wasted.
Why do you think the book held the secrets we were looking for?
Bokonu, the author, had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan. Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the Philosophist school of thought, so the book is banned in this colony.
What's a philosophist?
Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything we know to be true. They believe all is chaos, in stark contrast to OSI's belief in the plan. But most of the philosophist perversion of Bokonu's thoughts came more than a century after his death.
It's all very fascinating, but I suppose I must be in my way. Huh. Time dilation location hits. We unlocked location effect hits for tactical time dilation. Hitting enemies in different locations during tactical time dilation maims or cripples the body parts. Transfer locations to see the different effects. Hits the chest produce different effects using different weapons. That little time dilation lasts longer. Surely this is normal. Okay, so we literally need to do one or the other. Where the heck is the cannery? Are we just like locked into Paint Ledger shows you everything you need to know about your companion. The skill stats, stats effects, and gears. And gear, not gears. Hmm. This is a geothermal plant, but we need to get to the cannery?
Talking to the good vicar always lifts up my spirits.
Sure.
Something you need?
I'll talk later, I guess. Huh. Hills is a second unscheduled amputation and its minimum. Please exercise caution. Safety around machinery. Maintenance fees will be deducted from your pay. Yeah. Blue slips, pink slips. Huh. Is that... Huh. Okay, well, I guess we have to... Disengage power regulator? Guess we still have to go to the geothermal plant regardless of what we decide to do. That's good to know. If we know roughly where we're heading. We want to get the power regulator. In the way I see it. Oh. Kind of screwy just about over no matter what we do. I've never been that big a fan of corporations. Like, no offense. I mean, you could take offense if you want to. I suppose, but... I was kind of pressured by my family to set the contract and ended up getting screwed over. Now it's like over half a decade in hibernation, and every one I ever cared about is like old or dead or something.
I always wanted to poke around in here.
This doesn't look very,
Processing. Searching for unauthorized
Here they come.
persons.
not be ways around. There we go. That wasn't so difficult.
Here we go. Down they go.
Huh! Another one.
The control room should be ahead somewhere and a touch to the right. I hope we're doing the right thing. Wow! Great work!
Right, ammo. I ain't got no head. On my way, purge. Purge to complete. 2 files available. How do I write a copy of the Young Fader's Guide to Mechanical Engineering? Radio has been sputtering. I need the reference. I returned the copy to the repair bay. Repair bear. Chaos everywhere, mechanicals gone haywire, gunfire, hearing some screams. A wall, I think that was someone's leg. Would like to leave early for today. Please detect delinquency free for my pay. Thank you, proud member of the Space Choice family. We hope we're going to be doing the right thing too.
Nicely done.
Mr. Brandon, the letter serves as an informal notification of our company's displeasure towards your management of the Emerald Vale geothermal plant for reasons related to exceeding your stock budget in your latest quarterly report. Please select 5 subordinates to be dismissed immediately. Additionally, please contact our office to schedule your official reprimand at your earliest convenience. Failure to schedule your official reprimand will result in an inofficial reprimand. Choice is not a right, but a privilege. Tuesday, members of the Emerald Vale Development and Oversight Committee. Hope this letter finds you wealthy. After due consideration of your last letter, I have identified and terminated no fewer than 5 subordinates who were unable to provide sufficient justification for their ongoing employment. I would like to remind the Oversight Committee that while most of the Emerald Vale has failed to meet its production and output quotas, particularly our agriculture and fishing canning departments, neither of which are anywhere close to profitable, the Emerald Vale geothermal plant remains committed to providing cheap, cost-efficient power to the entire region. Regards, Braden, Manager. Mr. Braden, we have investigated the claims made against the profitability of the greater Emerald Vale region. Our offices agree that if you, agriculture and fishing / canning, have experienced a steady decline, while the Emerald Vale geothermal plant remains somewhat profitable. Our offices are currently investigating ways to implement additional cost-saving measures, which will ultimately lead to a leaner, more streamlined, more efficient geothermal power plant. Please be informed that the Spacer's Choice Development Oversight Office has taken a certificate insurance policy against the Emerald Vale geothermal plant. The office would like to assure you that this insurance policy standard procedure do not attempt to interpret, understand, or otherwise extrapolate meaning from this decision. As a special courtesy, we have deployed a proprietary team of engineering specialists to the Emerald Vale geothermal plant. This team specialist has been instructed to refill and upgrade the plant's population of auto mechanicals free of charge. Sure.
Wow.
Operating 22% efficiency. Power is being distributed to Edgewater Saltina Cannery and Botanical Laboratory. When structural damage detected, please notify your designated supervisor. When safety failure is detected, the likelihood of a matter of severe structural damage redirecting power is an irreversible procedure. Processing power redirection function has failed. Manual override required. Please activate all free tracks, actual track switches. Okay, well. I seriously hope we're not like locked into redirecting it to the.
That'll be easy enough.
Operation. So passcode is required. Okay. Live keeps you limits considered a free trial from your friend's inspector's choice. No files. Pastor here's again that whole head. Found him fiddling around with one of the mechanicals, so I had to write him up for tampering of company property. In this case, I'm already in this couple of days. I'm feeling bad for what I've done. Let me just remind myself that I've warned him before. He's always been a little crooked in the skull. He's working on some logic module I constituted should be in my lock-away room for the foreseeable future. It doesn't sit right with me. Company's been replacing their guards with bottom mechanicals. At this rate, I'm going to end up chief of security with no staff. There's a small army of mechanicals knocking about. Guns paid every which way. Company tells us they're safe, programmed to treat us humans like their own. People are liable to break down, but odd mechanical never will. I don't know, it doesn't sit well with me. Company's never been wrong before, I suppose. What just happened? Mechanicals have gone crazy. Locked myself down here, trying to gather my courage. Go like a mad dash for the control room, and maybe might be able to shut things down. I'll delete this entry if I ever return. Greetings, Security Chief S. Tanaka. This is an automated message initiated by Spacer's Choice Worker Safety Contingency Protocols. Security lockdown has been initiated. This is not a test. Your behavior during this lockdown will be reviewed during your quarterly audit. Anxiety is a common side effect of life-threatening situations engendered by security lockdowns. Fight back against anxiety with an ice-cold bottle of Zero G Brew. Zero G Brew, an ale that's good for what ails you. Well, time to switch over.
Okay, gone quiet.
No, I'm just trying to get underneath the pipe.
Unexpected.
Here they come!
Security.
Okay. Corporate just sent him with technicians to conduct a complete refit of all our mechanicals. Every Sunshade drone, if not in place to say so, it's not my place to say so, but it's run contrary to our Spacer's Choice mission of being as cheap as possible. That is the case I'm audited. I would like to formally express how grateful I am to be part of the Spacer Choice family. Spacer Choice is the leading brand of affordable sundry across Halcyon. It doesn't just choice, it's the Spacer's Choice. Mechanics log 0020. Especially rotating maintenance on our mechanical sentries, I found some strange modifications to their logic modules. I haven't had time to run a diagnostic, but I don't know what's been modified. All I know is that these modifications were introduced in a recent refit. The company went through the trouble of refitting every single mechanical in this plant not long ago. Guessing this was the work of the visiting technicians. I found a report, but my supervisor told me not to worry about it. Said the company knew what it was doing. Ordered me to forget about any alleged modifications to the logic modules. Decided to do a bit of sleeping by my own self. Got my hands on the logic module. Time to do a bit of experimentation. Dang it. Too complicated.
Go away, Phantom!
Hello?
Go away, Phantom! You're not real. You're not real.
Hey, am I real? You'd tell me if I wasn't real, would you?
Great work. Mind the steam. You're liable to get scalded.
I need to look at... Where is the... Okay, next up is the Y button. Or hold the Y button. Or... Okay, press the Y button for next weapon and to hold it for the... Alright, I really wanted to. Okay. That's not gonna work. Hmm. Oh.
Resetting actions.
Oh, you go down.
Everyone all right? Where to go? If we send the power to Miss McDevitt, what happens to the veil?
System security.
Watch out!
Ah! 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 Ah!
Celeste.
What was that one dude? Saying we weren't real. Oh, it's the other side of the. There we go.
You're not real. You're not real.
Are you down there? How does this not real person get to you? Oh.
Go away, Phantom.
Whoa.
Go away, Phantom. away, Phantom!
Hello? Hi!
No, 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 just leave me alone!
Hey there, you okay?
You're not real! You're not real! Get away from me, Phantom! Shoot! Scram!
I wasn't trying to startle you. You don't see me coming. Calm down, I'm not trying to hurt you.
You can talk? The Phantom's never talked before. I knew I shouldn't have eaten that sprat raw. See? See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil your sprats before ingesting.
I don't think you're imagining me.
Of course. Do excuse me. I experience brief flashes of mania during which I am visited by the phantoms of my imagination. Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. I use it as a reminder.
I'll just be on my... how long have you been down here?
Hard to say. By my reckoning, Higgins has been here somewhere between 2 weeks and forever. My recollection's a touch fuzzy these days.
And what exactly do you do here?
Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. Sprat Wrangler, Saltuna Critic, Aetherwave Personality, Chairman of the Board, Galactic Defender, Sisty Pig Tycoon. I've come a long way for someone who started off as a simple engineer right here in this plant.
You were an engineer?
I specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries, repaired them, maintained, upgraded, did it all from my old workroom just over in the next section.
This looks like it's been abandoned for a while. What happened?
Mechanicals lost their bolts. Opened fire on anything that moved. It was pandemonium.
That's horrible. How could this have happened?
You mean, why did the Mechanicals go on a murderous rampage? Same reason any of us do, I suppose. The voices told them to do it. I was on cleaning duty at the time. My old boss had me scrubbing pipes when the killing started. So, as usual, I missed out.
How did you not starve?
Jimmy'd opened the vending machines. That lasted a good couple of months. Eventually, I had to resort to more unconventional means of filling my insides.
You ate sprats?
Braised. Boiled. Charred. Skewered. Sprats are good eating, friend. Chock full of brain food.
What happened to this place?
Mechanicals lost their bolts. Opened fire on anything that moved. It was pandemonium.
You weren't killed?
I was on cleaning duty at the time. My old boss
Yeah,
had
we
me
already went over
scrubbing
this.
pipes when the killing started. So, as usual, I missed out.
What's the mechanicals? You must know a way to stop them.
Look, I don't want to fall into
That's what
any
we've
trouble
been doing.
with the Mechanicals. If they wise up to our plans, they will come for us. With prodding irons.
I can deal with mechanicals. I made it this far, didn't I?
You know, you remind me of myself back when I was an intergalactic adventurer. I discovered a flaw. Their hostility levels were hardwired to maximum. There's no changing that, but you could rewrite their targeting protocol so they attack each other instead.
And how's follow the behavior of your logic module? Someone tampered with it.
Yes, that's exactly it. I see you're also versed in the noble art of mechanical engineering. There's a behavior control terminal in the other room. It should have options to change how the mechanicals act, including whom they shoot at. Oh, now that reminds me. You'll need my passcode to access the behavior control terminal. Here, let me just write it down for you.
I'll just excuse myself then. Not sure there's any mechanicals left to reprogram. Hopefully not. Hey, how do we get back there?
Once we do this, there's no going back. Excuse me, ma'am. Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do?
I won't mind hearing your opinion.
I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished.
Preserves our community. It can't destroy what they built.
Miss McDevitt's built something beautiful. Somehow she's talked the ground into giving life again. It's plain to see she's made the Vale a better place. Fed the hungry, tended the sick. Gave a home to those that had none. But Miss McDevitt delights in Edgewater's suffering. She wants to hurt the town. Do you really want to be party to that kind of hatred?
Really? You're making me feel bad. Sure, Edgewater's gonna tie about workers and power.
That sure sounds like Mr. Thompson. If he was standing here, I imagine he'd remind us of how we're all one big, happy Spacer's Choice family. In Mr. Thompson's eyes, those deserters are still part of the Spacer's Choice family. The family must work together in order to survive. I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Thompson's got a point. Unless those deserters come back, Edgewater's as good as dead. Cutting off their power might be the only way.
I mean, like, the way I see it, anyway... Like... Damn it! Well, this is like a legitimate moral dilemma. I wish we could freaking tell her our own reasoning. Like, in freaking game. I mean, she's also kind of foreshadowing the potential repercussions of... Like, it would be nice if we could potentially, like, even have a chance to persuade her to our way of thinking. Basically. To at least, like, offset any kind of rep this effect this might have.
Sorry, I didn't mean to babble on like that. I felt like I had to say something.
I'm glad you said I like hearing from you, even though it makes me feel awful.
Really? I mean, wow. Thanks. No one's ever told me those words in that order.
Wow, what we suddenly jumped up over here. I mean, I appreciate your opinion, and it's just that like, it's not about hatred for me. I don't hate corporations. I just think that life in general would be better without them. Or if they were reformed or something. Like if they actually gave a shit about people like you and me. In a way, I hope things are gonna go down is that there's no way to tell. Like, there's no knowing. Like, if I think I could count on that community to reach out and actually help. And granted, they're gonna be the one that's causing all this. I mean, I don't know. And maybe you're like, one way or the other, they need to come together. I just don't think they should come together as part of Spacer's choice. But it's also hard to say if they'll come together if we just straight up sabotage their infrastructure. I'm so tempted to like cheat and like look up what the actual results would be, but then I wouldn't really be role playing. Granted, I probably would still like. I suppose I could DM this in a way. Maybe. or GM rather, I guess, because it's not Dungeons and Dragons. Um, and treat this as kind of a foresight check. But I kind of rather do this within the actual context of the game. But the thing is, Whimsy was prepared to just divert power to. Um, like she was fully prepared to just divert power to the botanical or whatever. But I mean, she's always kind of. There's a degree to which we've already burnt that bridge. Like we've already told her that. I mean, I guess whatever we do, the other side's going to deduce that we, the Spacer's Choice dude is obviously going to deduce that we were responsible, and they might even deduce that we did it on we turncoated and did it on behalf of the deserters. So I mean, like either way, there's going to be some kind of conflict. I mean, the question is whether or not she's going to follow her own conscience or or inclinations, I guess, in a way. I still think like the player in me wants to have more repertoire, but obviously kind of likes her. But I mean, we did only just um meet. I mean, the fact that there's a plague going on is maybe an extenuating factor as well. But then again, with like their down to earth way of doing things might be better, helpful to. I don't know. Again, I wish I had chat up, but I doubt I have enough people in chat to like really throw in their 2 cents. Be voices in Whimsy's head. Too. Um, I could literally just roll the dice, but that wouldn't be very role play of me. Although, like, Whimsy might be one to throw to like flip a coin. I should deal with the semi-attractive lady that I just met a few hours ago. Is recommending it me, or do I follow my gut and tear down a system? Yeah, I do wish there was. I do wish there was a freaking way to just. I think it would be interesting, like, if we could do a persuasion check to, like, if there was a rep loss for example, some kind of, for her personally, for us making a choice that she doesn't agree with, then there should be like a persuasion check of sorts to offset that, to try and convince her to our way of thinking, at least partially, or at least allow her to understand our way of thinking at minimum. Going to disregard professional choice property has been locked. Please report yourself to the United States for immediate reprimand. Thank you for serving the favorite choice family. Sorry.
I can't stop thinking on Edgewater, Captain. I'm glad the deserters are gonna be alright now they got power, but what about the town? All those people.
Yeah, well, hopefully they'll come around. I just feel like all those people will hopefully find a better way to live. Hope you can understand me. Know where I'm coming from. Where are we going? Oh. See the power of this thing is what the heck is that? What kind of slug? Snake? Like a big fat snake thing? Doesn't seem hostile. Well, they're not gonna be hostile to me. I wouldn't like to. I mean, they've got a security force. I wouldn't like to take them down. They kind of need the security force. It's one of the last things they have.
put my whole life in that cannery.
You must be very proud.
You want to know what gets my bile churning? Edgewater has suffered a cavalcade of disasters. Plague, marauders, desertion. Then you wandered in town. And I was so damn sure our luck was starting to turn. I never knew how right I was. Just answer one question for me. Why'd you do
it? My God, none of these is like what Whimsy would say. I need your power regulator. Like, it isn't personal. But it isn't that. None of these are, like, good. I mean, maybe to teach you a lesson is close enough. Like, I don't know. Like, what would Whimsy say? Exactly. I don't think we'll be timed out of this like Skyrim. Hopefully not. I highly doubt it. You know, different engine, different developers. Well, it's kind of like you'd be better off, like, just maybe without the corporation. Like, it's a teach you a lesson, but it's like, to teach you a lesson. It's more like, to teach you a lesson. To teach you an important lesson about the about the the detrimental nature of late capitalism society. Or whatever the term would be. But I think the teach you lesson sounds like it's kind of a hostile response, whereas Whimsy would be more like, I need the regulator, and I need a regulator, and one of the two groups had to I'm gonna take it from one of the two of you, and I mean, I guess it would be. It's not personal because it isn't personal exactly. At least not to the people. It's more. It's not personal. I just need a power regulator, and yours seemed like the better option.
That power regulator is company property. Whatever you were hoping to find down here, I advise you to turn around and leave. I have got guards posted with orders to fire.
Those guards are the last line of defense you have! I need to have that option here. Screw you, Obsidian. Screw you. There needs to be a persuasion check. Not intimidate, persuasion. Whimsy might suck at it, kind of. But like, intimidate will probably be the closest thing and the fact that we only have a high enough intimidate score, so what would make me think that we have a higher enough persuasion score? But still, I'd rather have the option to make it an auto fail or a dice roll. I really don't like the skill requirement system, personally. Because, like, look, I can't even do that. I cannot even try to intimidate him. Grant, I understand why they don't do this, because people can just frickin' save scum. But the thing is, why not? Why not allow players to save scum? Because that's on them. That is on the player. If they want to do that. If they want to save scum until they succeed. You can even make it so that technically if your skill is too low, there's not, it's like if you like, if you're not going on the rule that a natural 20, for example, is an automatic success. So let's just say that. So you have like a bonus of, like, let's say the difficulty is 25, and you have a bonus of 3, or even 1 or 0. There's not a chance in hell you're going to be able to do it. So, like, no matter how many times you try, no matter how many times you reload and try, the dice roll is never going to work. Now, there's no way to really communicate that to the player, to a save scumming player. So they're going to try and fail, and eventually, hopefully, give up. Like, is there another option? At this point? Like, is there... I wish I had frickin' chat right now. And I doubt there's other people in chat anyway. To tell me if in order to get a power regulator, in order to progress and proceed, I need to fight for these guards, who are the last line of defense between this town and marauders. Like, that is Whimsy's main concern at this point. Like, she could run and try to get it, and try her best not to get shot and killed. I highly doubt that's gonna work out. Maybe even, there's a story mode, but still. Like, what she would do would be a form of intimidation. Effectively. It wouldn't be like that way. It would just be like, you know, I'm prepared to kill them. I don't want to. I really don't want to. I'd rather not. I mean, I'm gonna roll for this just for the hell of it. That's an 8. I doubt she has any bonus as that. She freaking fails. What's going to happen to Edgewater?
Edgewater's dead. Our cannery's dead. Adelaide's deserters are never coming back. Spacer's Choice will shut us down before long. Some of us will die of illness by then. Some will move on. Some will starve. And as for me, I will tender my resignation, whereupon I shall be processed and then duly imprisoned for gross incompetence.
I'm sorry about all this.
Apologies won't give us our lives back, but for what it's worth, I am sorry too.
I should go. Well, our companions leveled up. I need to go to read. We've returned to read. I mean, she tried. I think we have no choice.
Got it. Heads down.
Can we?
Something's not right.
Dang it. Is there any way we could freaking sneak around these guys? I mean, this is the only power regulator we can take. It's dark. There's a very, very small chance that we'll be able to pull this off.
What was that?
Incoming!
Fire!
What? Something's not right.
No. We're running. We're running! We're out of here! How do we not running? Yeah. See what's going on with that missing girl. We're getting the hell out of here. You can stay if you want.
Yeah, huh?
If you'd rather not. I guess this and water's getting kind of warm. I'm gonna get some fresh water. I only have about half an hour left before I'm gonna. Hopefully, we'll have enough time to do one more that last side quest. Ah! The thing was alive!
Here they come!
Ah! Okay, I wasn't prepared for that. Okay. That way. thought she was in a... Wish I had a chance to actually talk to her again. Huh. This is the problem with quest arrows. It's not always clear what path you're intended to take. I just leave right away, but I kind of want to do at least try to do one undeniably good thing for this world before I leave.
You hear that? That low, pleasant hum of electricity? It whispers across the veil like the winds of change. You've done well. I would have paid my last 5 bits to see the look on Reed's face when the last lamp in town burnt out and the cannery fell to silence.
You really have it in for Reed, don't you?
My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear.
I tell you what, I won't bring your son back.
Blunt as a hammer. But you're right. Nothing can undo the past. Time's come to look toward the future. We'll grow, I expect. A lot of workers out there with nowhere else to go.
You don't sound too pleased.
I don't look forward to turning folk away. Camp's gotta stay pure, though. Can't have corporate loyalists mixing with us, no matter how desperate they may be. I am curious. Why did you help us? You don't know who we are. You don't owe us a thing. The plant's crawling with mechanicals, so it stands to reason you risked your life.
Keep a raised cannery, yours is a better life. That's kind of it. Your Capri's cannery, yours is a better life.
You're not quite like anyone else I've met. You haven't had your consciousness programmed by the board. You're welcome among us if you're ever so inclined. You are welcome here.
I should go. We just got shepherd. She just got shepherded. Oh, for frick's sake! I don't know if I'm ever gonna return here or have any kind of um lasting, because I am doubting we're going to return here. Um. I mean, it's just, I don't know if I can freaking role play this because it's gonna be entirely one sided. Um, but Whimsy's just gonna be like, try not to turn people away. Because, like, if you're turning away people who are sick and need help, you're gonna be as bad, if not worse, than Reed. I mean, it's more mouths to feed, but it's also more people to help and to work and to actually build your community. And they will have your, they'll be grateful to you, and maybe they'll be more inclined to see your way of thinking. Help as much as you can. Be kind. In the words of a doctor, be kind.
You hungry?
I think we have a feel
We got
to.
canid ribs, canid flank, canid snout too. Something I can help you with?
I've told one of your numbers that got missing.
You mean Zoe? Yeah, we were pretty close. Not like her to go loping off.
What happened on the day she disappeared?
Zoe and I were gonna watch the serials, as is our custom. She never turned up. I looked around, but she was nowhere to be found. You sound like some type of corporate fixer asking all these questions.
Was she acting strange before she disappeared?
Can't say I recall Zoe ever acting strange. Well, except for her habit of writing things down on scraps of paper. She called it journaling, but I think it's just plain odd.
Tell me a little about her.
Zoe was always obsessed with this serial. Masked Marketeer. A scion of Byzantium turns to banditry and teaches his marauder companions the wisdom of free market economics. Shame she up and vanished when she did. I had a surprise lined up for her. Hey, I got time. I'll help if I can.
What was that about surprising Zoe?
The other day I got my hands on a genuine copy of the latest Masked Marketeer. I was gonna surprise Zoe with it, but she was gone the next day. Something I can help you with?
What are you
Fresh off the
selling?
limb, and that includes canid meat.
Merchant skill equal to the value of your best dialogue skill. Oh, that's cool. You can use it to negotiate prices when buying and selling from vendors. A fiber which is have insufficient beds. N-ray. What the heck is an N-ray? I can sell my trunk. Didn't really add that many bird bits. I mean, how many do I have? Light ammo. I'll probably have any heavy ammo. Her place is over here. I take it. Good news, I'm alive. Started to feel a little better too. I was a group of deserters living out in the old botanical labs. I found a way to grow some food, or something that passes for food anyway. Adelaide boiled a pot of something green and leafy and told me to drink it twice a day for my symptoms, I suppose. Tastes atrocious, but I've been feeling better. It's nice to be away from the cannery. The labs have just enough power to run an aether wave, so I've been catching up on my serial dramas. Mass Marketeer, what I do value. Go crazy, most likely. Cuck up, murder all my neighbors, and run screaming into the hills like some wild marauder. I don't know. Doesn't sound too bad. I can see myself leading a cadre of marauders. A banded bandits. Wait, that doesn't sound right. Banded bandits? What we call ourselves? The Formidable 14. The 100 Hooligans? Featuring Zoe, Bandit Queen? Well, today's the day, Zoe. Today's the day. Take your destiny into your own hands. Listen to Grace about the marauder threat. Band of wild, free-spirited bandits living in camps out in the hills. warming themselves by the light of barrel fires, probably mounted the heads of their enemies on spikes as a warning to folk like me. Living a life of comfort and ease, free of any rules, I bet they could take the whole region if they were organized. By taking away some of Adelaide's food, and got some spare cans of salt tuna. Should last me a couple weeks if I ration. Got some adrenatime too. Everybody loves adrenatime, even marauders, right? I got odds these marauders will let me throw in with them if I dangle a couple syringes of adrenatime before he arrives. This is gonna be great. Look out, Terra for it too. The Queen Sully's origin story has just begun. We could have a whole gang of marauders at my beck and call. Maybe I could even score some Rizos. It doesn't sound good. That's it then. No more Edgewater for me. No more cannering. No more jumpsuits and gloves. Yes, ma'ams, and would you like others? I don't know why I'm writing this down for posterity's sake, but I've always hated the cannery. I don't think I'll ever have to look back to this journal's many years hence. Tell myself, oh wow, I did hate the veil once, didn't I? Just because I got sick. Everybody gets sick. Well, okay, I got sick and grabbed a little too much adrenatime. Is that really a crime? I gotta treat myself when I'm sick, don't I? Whatever happened to personal responsibility in surviving by one's own bootstraps? Oh, but you misappropriate one box of adrenatime and suddenly you're committing larceny.
Something I can help you with?
Okay, I can't actually talk to him. We're not gonna have to kill her, are we? Ow! Huh. Oh, that's a lot of marauders. Never better. Hey there, you, Zoe?
Wow, you crossed them all off, like some sort of heroic accountant running down a list. Teach me your ways.
You, Zoe, there are people looking for you.
What, you mean Adelaide's little congregation of nature-loving nobodies? I could not possibly be less interested in them. You, on the other hand, you were a sight to behold. If I had half your skills, I'd be the greatest outlaw the coast has ever seen.
I've been sent to find you.
Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks, but I'm not going anywhere. This is where I belong.
I need to clarify something for
I'm
me.
great at clarifying.
Why did you leave the camp?
I got kicked out of Edgewater on account of falling sick with plague and stealing some medicine to treat myself. I'd heard some outlaws set up camp in the botanical labs. I decided to throw in with them, seeing as I always wanted to be an outlaw myself. Instead, what do I find? But a bunch of former workers camped out around a greenhouse. I couldn't just go back to the cannery, so I was stuck with them.
Are you even alive?
I don't know. The vital processes that constitute the miracle of life are mysterious and unknowable. Oh, you mean around these guys? The Marauders wouldn't hurt me. They love me. I'm practically their queen. Yeah, it must be my natural charisma.
Sure. How'd you pull it off?
I may have bartered them a few boxes of Adrena time, but yeah, I'm sure that's got nothing to do with it.
I take it you are a prisoner here.
No. I insinuated myself into their company, see? And they didn't seem to mind one whit.
Or something else, actually.
I've got all the time in Halcyon.
I should go back. People are worried.
I doubt that. Nobody in that camp really cared about me.
Stefan, you two are friends?
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Also, he could carry on a conversation, unlike these hooligans. I'll take my stuff and head on back, I suppose. Grace is gonna be glaring knives at me, so I've got that to look forward to.
Take care. Well, that's our good deed. I guess. Affected. There's some mines. Ow! No. Whatever. Hey.
What is it?
I talked so into coming back.
We didn't always get along, but I'm glad to know she's safe. What happened, anyway?
He joined up a band of marauders. They hadn't hurt her.
Zoe joined up with a band of marauders. Zoe. The same Zoe who doesn't know a barrel from a trigger. Well, I've heard stranger things. You pretty much did my job for me. Least I could do is pay you for your trouble. Let me know if I can do something for you.
Thanks. I'll leave it to it then. You put a few points in dialogue, I guess. Combat dialogue abilities. Cool. Your parents have a lot to teach you about killing. That might be appropriate for... We should need to actually find science opens. Spacer choice is off-put. I mean, we're very much in with visitors. Apparently we're neutral to the Spacer's choice. I mean, it's over twice as negative as it is positive, but we're not quite hostile, although we're probably hostile. Edgewater's probably still pretty hostile to us. But again, we'd rather not deal with idle camera unavailable. Okay. Okay.
Where are we headed?
There'll probably be a dialogue just before you leave. Let's see, oh, heading for... Hey, there's chickens. Wait, what the heck is wrong with my armor? We need to repair it. Okay. Right. Hey there. Need to figure out how to get back to my ship.
Here they come!
Sorry! Ah! 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 Okay. Okay. Okay.
What's that
We got
noise?
this! We made it!
Ah, here's my ship. Oh. I guess it's my ship. Now it's my ship. Whatever.
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. Edgewater won't last another season without power, but that don't change the fact that I'm indentured to Spacer's Choice. Company expects me back at my post.
You ever been on a ship before?
I've worked on the occasional supply coach in need of repairs. Once I built a little model craft out of spare parts, but Mr. Thompson found out and I had to take it apart. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves for my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think?
Are you sure you don't mind you leaving with me?
I know. Mr. Thompson said I was to chaperone you about the Veil. Loan me out to you like I was Spacer's Choice property. Well, they may think I am, but I'm not. Yeah, Mr. Thompson's got a temper. But I'm more scared of missing out than I am of him. I don't want to lose my one chance at seeing the stars.
We just met. Why would you want to go in space with a stranger?
Yeah, I've been thinking about that. I had my misgivings about Miss McDevitt and the deserters, but you took pity on them and sent power to their garden even though you knew Mr. Thompson would hate you for it. All this time, you've been determined to get your regulator back, get your ship up and running, and cut a path out of this place. And well, I want in.
Like, you really... I don't think we win. You really want to pay Twitter that badly? Like, we're not even gonna ask. Like, it's... I'm glad to have you along. Pick a cabin, it's yours.
Yes! I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, ma'am. Captain. I can call you Captain now. Ha! I got a captain.
Oh, Captain, my Captain. Well, at least glad you could see that my heart was in the right place. Yeah, we have an AI here. She's...
Captain, I have detected that the town of Edgewater is now without power. I appreciate you doing your part to hasten their demise.
Sure.
What can I do for you, Captain?
Have a power regulator.
Do you know how to install a power regulator?
I know what I'm doing.
Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another catastrophic engine failure. Our engine room is located behind you, across the cargo bay, up the ladders.
I'll be back. I don't mind having you with me on this journey. Like, you're nice and you're pretty and you're still following me around. I was totally gonna make the joke. Like, I thought she might have been just heading for her quarters or something immediately. So I was, like, I hadn't seen her for a while, so I was like thinking, oh, like, she's just gonna be saying all these things, thinking she's around, and then like just turn around and be, oh, you're not following me around anymore. Dang it! You ruined my joke.
What can I do for you, Captain?
I have installed the power regulator in
Our
case you hadn't
systems are
noticed.
operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
Well, let's get out of here.
We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
I've been waiting to hear from him.
Aha, there you are. Hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any, unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you.
I'm feeling a lot lightheaded and a little lightheaded. I thought I can slow down time.
Oh, that, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony.
Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Kelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay.
Why do I need a nav key to land on a planet?
Strictly speaking, Monarch is a moon, terraformed badly, and almost completely lawless. You'll love it. Captains don't fly their own ships, you see. Your navigation terminal handles the, navigation. Think of a nav key as a set of flight instructions. The board's been confiscating nav keys for Stellar Bay, so we must rely on unconventional means of acquisition. Hence, Miss Gladys Kelly.
Right, the black marketeer.
Gladys and I have been doing business for years. Her smuggling credentials are unimpeachable. If anyone can get you a key to Monarch, it's her.
Hey, land somewhere outside Stellar Bay?
In theory, I suppose you could land your ship in Cascadia, and in theory, I suppose you might survive the experience. Cascadia is utterly seething with dangerous, highly aggressive creatures more than capable of tearing you limb from limb.
Point
You'd
taken.
have to be a lunatic to land in Cascadia, and I'm reasonably certain I tested your brain for incipient signs of insanity. Trust me, talk to Gladys Kelly.
I don't have a word of Gladys.
Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology years ahead of its time. I call it the Holographic Shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters.
Explain what it is?
Marvelous device. I'm quite proud of myself. The shroud changes the user's appearance to mimic that of another. It has limits, first-generation technology, you see, but promising. Exciting to see it in use at last. Very simply, the holographic shroud uses biometric information contained on standard identity cartridges to generate a holographic projection around you.
Your mission is being its limitations.
Only stands up to a casual scrutiny. Use it too long, bound to flicker, blur, something like that. Movement makes it more likely. Best used in moderation. When you see guards in your path you can't sneak past, for example. Maintain your distance. Act normal. No running, no jumping. Don't draw their attention. If they pay attention, they're more likely to notice flaws in the hologram.
Who'll actually fall for this seems a bit far-fetched.
Ha 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 ha! The beauty is they don't expect it. The shroud is the only one of its kind. We humans have a tendency to overlook the unexpected. Activate the disguise, walk past someone. What do they see? A figure dressed like a fellow employee. Don't act odd. They won't focus on you.
Sure, I'll try to put it to good use. Thanks.
Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
Got it.
Thinking of tinkering at the workbench? I used to love watching Alex work. Now I like watching you.
Okay, now she's not following me anymore. That's the point where I would have done that.
Yeah, so this is my hidey spot now. I was looking for a place that was quiet. I figured the kitchen would be louder than the hold, so here I am. Cozy like, ain't it?
What do you think of the ship?
That's in pretty good shape considering how hard Mr. Hawthorne ran it. It's a Yakita LHA 120, A2 model, I'm pretty sure. The Block 2 design scooshed in extra cargo space but didn't change the stock engines. Probably a touch underpowered, huh?
Accurate in all particulars. I conclude you are Edgewater's board-certified mechanic.
That's just computers. Not intelligent, but it does a good imitation. It is the one who actually flies the ship.
Fly-by-wire's pretty normal. Or at least ways that's what I read in the trades. I've never been on a real ship before. Hello! I am not a board-certified mechanic, but my dad was. He taught me all he knew. Do you understand?
Speech recognition is one of the many skills I have been programmed to simulate.
You're not simulating it, you're doing it! I asked a question and you answered it.
I am gratified you consider this facsimile convincing.
What do you think, Freddy? Is it safe to find out we've got the regulator?
I don't see any holes in the hull. I'll take a good squint at her, make sure everything's tip-top. But I think we're cooking with plasma torches. You can do that, you know. My dad taught me how to make grilled cheese sandwiches with a plasma torch.
Oh, break time's over. Wow. It's like a mega Earth? Holographic shot projects to the skies around you and your companions that gives you access to restricted areas, provided you have some. We have the correct ID cartridge for that area. These areas are off limits to unauthorized personnel and otherwise result in being attacked on sight. Messages for Alex Hawthorne. Which might take a while. Okay. I love when the game allows you to move the cursor outside of the window, at least when you're in a menu. Anyway, there's a bunch of things you can do. I'll take a few seconds of your time, as well as other things that are just a little more involved, including Patreon, if you feel so inclined, or if you're watching this on Twitch. We have a YouTube channel with more permanent VODs. From over 6 years of streaming that you can check out. I need to actually start building up some playlists. Like for this recent Skyrim and starting playthroughs. But anyway, regardless of what you decide to do, I thank you very much for watching. And